Welcome into the Main Event Broadcasting Network. I'm Patrick Ammons, Graduate Assistant of Athletic Communications, and today I sit down with newly named Assistant Men's and Women's Tennis Coach, Trey Martin. Coach Martin, thanks very much for being here. You're entering your third season as a coach after spending 2 seasons as a graduate assistant here, but you're in your 7th year at Piedmont overall after your playing days here on the courts for the Lions.
It's been 7 years.
7 years, yeah. So talk to me about that relationship that you and Coach Wood have built over the past almost decade of your playing tennis here.
Well, I mean, even my recruiting story was a pretty interesting one. He kind of talked to me as a junior. I talked to him as a junior and then came here as a senior and really liked it and decided to come here. So I've really known him, I guess, for 9 years now. But it's really grown over the first year. You know, I ran cross country a lot more and didn't play tennis in the fall. And so then in the fall of my first freshman year, I didn't really play that much. And then so he worked with me and talked to me about what I needed to do. And come sophomore year, I started to play a lot more and I got a lot better. So he really helped grow me as a tennis player throughout. And I really am appreciative for where I am today because of him.
Now, the past 2 years coaching under him, what did you learn from him that you would take on if you were to continue on coaching?
I realized that you got to get to know your players, and that your relationship with the players is what matters. Because, I mean, when I look at all the players and how Coach Wood is with them, he's really calm, but he has a different relationship with every player. And that's one of the biggest things I learned is, if you show your players respect, they're going to play harder for you.
And during your playing days, you had 2 very different assistant coaches, and Coach Steffi and Coach Doss. Talk to me a little about what you learned from each of them with different personalities.
Well, the first thing I learned from Steffi is I never want to play her. If you don't know, she played for Clemson, and she was an amazing tennis player. And I actually came into college not really knowing how to serve because of where I came from in high school and never having lessons. So she really taught me how to serve, and she taught a lot more of the technical side. And then Moses was always, when he was on the court, he was always just really calm, cool, and collected. You know, he was really chill. So I learned that and took some of that from him into my own coaching style.
Awesome. And you spent this past summer coaching at a camp at UGA, coaching tennis.
Right.
What did you learn there that you want to bring to the courts here in Demarest?
Well, I worked with both the men and the women's head coaches at Georgia, and Coach Manny Diaz, his fire and energy, even just for kids camp, was awesome. And then Coach Wallace really helped me with the analytical side, and he kind of looks at a lot of different things. And so I took a lot of different things from both of them. And then I realized how organized they are and how structured their program is. And I'm hoping to bring some of that into Piedmont my first real year as an assistant coach.
Now, 7 years later, what made you want to stick with Piedmont?
Piedmont's just something. I love the school. I love what it did for me. I couldn't imagine that I would have been able to accomplish what I did for my first 6 years anywhere else if I'd have went. And then I want to help kids have that same experience here that I had.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for your time, and congratulations on your new position.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks for tuning into the Main Event Broadcasting Network. We'll see you next time.